my parents weren't getting along, and there was a lot of noise in the house at night, and I think that it was an escape for me, a great escape for me.
He started out making movies with his friends with his father's Super 8 camera when he was just a young kid from Ohio. But he would go on to make some of the greatest Hollywood films ever created. Steven Spielberg is arguably one of the most important filmmakers of all time, and his long and illustrious career is packed with classics that have had an impact on all our lives in one way or another. Spielberg's probably best known for adventure and fantasy films, but he always has an emphasis on human emotion and strong storytelling, as well as a great reputation for some of the best visual effects we've ever seen on screen. We advise seeing all of his movies if you can. There's loads to choose from and we love them all, but here's our top 5 Steven Spielberg films, which are listed chronologically, not ranked. Number 1 is Duel. This is Spielberg's feature debut film. It has a simple narrative which sees an average guy mercilessly hounded on the open road by a relentless and mysterious truck. We never see the truck driver, which only adds to the enigma, and Dennis Weaver is pushed to the brink of insanity in this cult classic. It was originally made for television and it was later given a theatrical release, and they filmed new scenes and added them in especially for that, and it received a lot of critical acclaim and it garnered significant attention, and its success led to Spielberg's transition from TV to feature films and marked the beginning of his illustrious career as a film director. Number 2 is Jaws. Duel revealed lots of calling cards that Spielberg would put to better use 4 years later in Jaws. It's often singled out as revolutionising the summer blockbuster movie, and it undoubtedly stopped a whole generation of moviegoers from ever going near the sea again. Again, the story is quite simple. It's just a small beach community that are preyed upon by this giant great white shark, and several people go missing, so the town's authorities hire a shark hunter to track it down and try and bring an end to the violent feeding frenzy. There's a great score by John Williams, which is just iconic, and it's got to be amongst one of the most well-known films ever made.
It's a beautiful day, the beaches are open, and people are having a wonderful time.
Number 3 is Raiders of the Lost Ark. And this is a homage to the early serials of the 1930s, and it placed Harrison Ford in the lead role as a professor of archaeology who also moonlights as a treasure hunter. This has got some of the most memorable action set pieces ever dreamed up, and it's perfectly paced, and great music again by John Williams. It was shot on location in North Africa and in Elstree Studios in London, and it's basically just the finest example of an action-adventure film you're ever going to find. Check out our podcast episode where we discuss this film and its sequels in detail. We've put a link in the description.
Indiana Jones. Always knew someday you'd come walking back through my door.
Number 4 is The Colour Purple. This is based on a book by Alice Walker, and it marks Spielberg's first venture into historical drama, and one that showcased his abilities as a serious filmmaker. With Spielberg attached to the project, there was a greater potential to reach a much wider audience, and it did really well at the box office, considering the hard-hitting content. I think it took over 140 million worldwide. Quincy Jones this time performed all the musical duties. Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey both shine in a stellar cast. Also have Danny Glover and Lawrence Fishburne in there, and it's really heart-wrenching. It's quite a magical film, and it's unforgettable. You know, it's as near as you can get to perfect cinema, in my opinion. Number 5 is Schindler's List. So this was inspired by Thomas Keneally's book Schindler's Ark. It's a Second World War drama that chronicles the experiences of Oskar Schindler and his Jewish factory workers during the dark years of Hitler's Nazi regime. There's excellent performances from Liam Neeson, Ben Kingsley and Ralph Fiennes, and it's rightly considered to be one of the most important films ever produced. It picked up 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director for Spielberg, Best Music for John Williams. It's rightly held up as one of the greatest films ever made, and I think it illustrates the very worst as well as the very best of humanity. This was a project obviously very close to Spielberg's heart, and Schindler's List will always remain the crowning jewel in this outstanding filmmaker's canon.
One more person.
So there you have it. Thanks very much for watching, guys. That's our top 5 Steven Spielberg films. Have you seen them all? Which Spielberg movie is your favourite? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Press the bell icon so you don't miss any uploads from More Movies. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider supporting us at buymeacoffee.com or join us on Patreon. Check out our top 5 Steven Spielberg films article on our website for more information about him and the movies we've mentioned. All the links are in the description.